Okay. We are now live with the next episode of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. And we will be starting in just a few moments. Right now I'm just trying to get everything ready. Okay, almost ready here. Okay, now that everything is all set and ready to go, let's go ahead and get this video started. Good evening, everybody. This is Xenoknight XE6 here, and welcome back to my Let's Play of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. This is part number 25 of this Let's Play series. And so in the last part, we officially began episode 3. We have to help find out who was the one that killed Mr. Russell Berry, who was killed at the circus. The person that so far could be the culprit behind this case is Max Galaxia. And so far, we have talked with a lot of people, gained some evidence, and of course, it looks like we're going to be going up against Francisca yet again in this trial. And of course, we've gathered quite a bit of evidence, so yeah, so that's what we did in the last episode. We did a ton of investigation stuff. So in this episode, we're going to be starting the first part of this third trial in Justice for All. So we're about to be starting the first part of the trial. I have no idea who could be the one behind this crime, but we need to get at least some evidence. We need to at least get through this part of the trial before we can get down to who we think could be the culprit. So I'll probably have my predictions of who I think could be the culprit after probably today's episode, maybe. So let's go ahead and get this started, and let's get into the trial. Of course, we gathered quite a bit of evidence. We have crime photo, silk hat, ringmaster's papers, Max G promo poster, broken bottle, circus map, Money the Monkey, and a ring. So far the culprit could either be Max, Ben, Regina, or Mo so far. No one else as of yet, so I guess we'll find out soon who that could be. And once again, I'm about to do some voice acting with these characters. So let's go ahead and begin. And Max is really nervous. Good morning, Max.
Max?
Milk.
What?
If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie.
Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down.
I guess.
Nick, Max is really nervous.
That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. I just want to be right. Imagine if you hit someone.
Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay.
Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer, flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side.
Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes?
I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. I guess Phoenix likes the idea. But let's just hope he doesn't get taken down by Francisca and her whip. December 29th, 10 a.m., District Courtroom number 2. And here we go.
And now the case of one. What?
Your Honor, get on with it.
Oh, sorry. I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So... well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galaxia? Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we call the defendant Maximilian Galaxia. It sounds more friendly.
I wonder if that is our advantage.
Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please.
I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Eh?
That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me? Oh, she's ready to get her revenge. Oh my goodness. She must still be upset about what happened last time. Well, she is pretty upset about what happened last time. This time around, she might have more tricks up her sleeve, and she may not be going down that easily well, she didn't go down that easily last time, but I'm sure she's going to have a lot more tricks up her sleeve than last time, so... You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of the Von Karma to lose at anything.
I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying.
Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are.
Me? Guilty? What are you talking about?
It will be my ultimate revenge.
But it's not like it'll bring her dad back.
There. Opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time.
Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma.
Detective Dick Gumshoe. Get up there now. Okay, so I guess we gotta deal with Gumshoe first. I don't know how many times Gumshoe's actually been one of the people on the trial thing. I think this is like maybe... I don't know how many times. Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective.
Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this.
Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question.
At your service, sir. All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony.
Okay, so it looks like first we're going to go up against Detective Gumshoe. Alright, details of the events. Okay, this is going to be the first round. Let's first hear what he has to say first.
The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. I see. He was beaten to death. Here is the autopsy report for the victim. The court accept this into evidence.
Okay, let's move on. Alright, Russell's autopsy report. Time of death, 10:15 p.m. Cause, blunt force trauma to the back of the head.
A blunt object. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. Oh, yeah, I lost a ton of HP because of the, thingamajig, so... Because of the, magnetism thing that we use for Max. Okay, so we better not mess up so many times here. Let's first press him to see if we can find out any new info besides the autopsy report.
Hold it!
Let me ask you about the snow.
It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime.
Did it pile up?
It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day.
Snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this.
What's the matter, Nick?
I need to take a look at the court record.
Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime?
Hold it!
When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean?
Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course, the defendant Maximilian Galaxia and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regent the tiger was there as well.
Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey?
When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings.
Oh my goodness, poor Gumshoe, he lost his wristwatch. Wait, didn't we have that? Oh, no, we don't. Okay. But poor Gumshoe, he lost his wristwatch to a monkey. First, Phoenix Wright loses his badge, and then Gumshoe loses his wristwatch. Man, Money and the Monkey really likes to steal a lot of shiny stuff.
Hold it!
After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to?
Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Ben, the ventriloquist, went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately? Huh. That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? It seems they were negotiating Max's salary.
Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m.
Okay. Not a problem, pal. We've got a witness that told us how the whole thing went down. Ow!
This is totally meaningless. Time to move on.
Alright, we'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end?
A wooden box?
That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say?
Wooden box. The victim was hunched over this 20 lb box. It busts a small but strong lock. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some more questions. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay, let's save here. And let's see, about the wooden box, about the lock, about the contacts. This wooden box, you figured it weighs about 20 pounds, right?
Sounds about right. The whole thing is lined with iron.
Iron plating? Why do you think it's lined with iron?
I figured they just did it to make the box heavier. Ouch!
I think we could all do without your guesses, Detective. Stick to what little you actually know.
Sorry. Suffice it to say, the box is really heavy.
Much better. You may continue on, Detective. Okay. Let's see what else can we question about it. Because I want to see the other guesses we can ask. You said the box was locked. How exactly was it locked?
Well, it had quite a sturdy lock on it. It took quite a bit to open that bad boy up.
So, when you found the box, it was locked, correct?
Yes, it was. Some of the Forcenex team took it back to the precinct to crack it open. I see. Continue, Detective Gumshoe.
Okay, there was one more option that we could pick. Because I want to kind of see if it's going to lead us anywhere at this point. Okay, about the contents. Do you mind telling us what was inside that box?
Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was a little bottle. Bottle? What is that, Detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle.
What's inside the bottle?
It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box?
There's only one little bottle in that huge box.
I wonder if it had some sort of special meaning.
Small seasoning bottle. Found inside the wooden box. The victim was hunched over. It contains pepper. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct?
You've done your homework, pal.
And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you?
The police are searching for it as we speak.
My theory is that it is something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No, I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now.
I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case.
You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper?
Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness.
Eh? I'm not even off the stand yet.
Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint.
I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness.
I think the evidence that we have, like the wooden box and the bottle of pepper, is going to probably come in handy. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben, the ventriloquist.
I wonder if Trilo will show up on the stand as well.
Oh, great. Please state your name and occupation for the record.
My full name is Trilo Quiss. I'm an employed as an operatic tenor. Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist.
That rope must be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine. I'll grace you with a song. me. I'm gonna read the lyrics. The world of the law, exciting and darling, guilt or innocence. Decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think?
It had a good rhythm.
It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trilo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up! Just look at your nose. You would think you would have the same sense to fix it. It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would up. You know where your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star.
Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds.
What's going on here? Order! I demand to know who is the witness here.
Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trilo handle this.
I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about getting... Ouch!
You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now, let's proceed. Okay, here we go. What you witness? Let me see.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge, clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max, heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one leading the way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away.
You saw Maximilian Galaxia heading towards the scene? You're sure of that?
Without a doubt. He had on his hat, his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown? That's right, dress boy. Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime?
He's got a point. Oh, that is a point. Mo could have potentially caused the murder. He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit.
Why is that?
Here's absolute proof.
So, Cat?
This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant.
Ah.
Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene.
Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutional skills are unrivaled. Well done.
Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say?
Okay.
I guess she's the boss again today. Okay, it's time for the cross-examination. Okay, I have to be careful with this one because I don't know exactly how this is going to play out. Okay, let's save again real quick. Let's press him real quick. See if we can get any new evidence.
The clown. You're talking about Mo? Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to kneeling over for good. Poor guy. We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first-place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack. Then what happened? Why the plaza's entrance? To do some thinking, of course. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good funker. At least my teachers always said I was. Well, oh my goodness. Okay, let's do this. Are you sure it was really Max Galaxia? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup? Snobby three-piece getup? Get the wax out of your ears, lawyer. Get the wax out of your ears. Lawyers nowadays, you're like talking to a brick wall. Max three-piece getup. Jeez,
Could you be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you.
Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions.
You saw Max and only Max, right, Trilo? That's right, and that makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense. It makes Max one suspicious character.
There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? Let's see. There are 3 options to choose from. No problems. There is no proof it was Max. Ben only saw Max. Let's go with the second one.
Wait a second. There's no proof that the witness saw Maximilian Galaxia. Hey, you still don't get it, do you? I saw what I saw. It was Max's 3-piece juke of a costume. Alright, let's say it all together now. I think you should study up on your celebrities, Mr. Wright.
Great, I'm getting shut down by a toy.
Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been around... Hey! What time was it?
Huh? I think it was around, I say a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think.
Practice ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time?
I guess that sounds about right.
Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather.
Well, the truth is...
Will you shut up, you big-nosed dupe? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in the weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for something. What? Who said we were waiting for something?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your off-handed theory.
But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something. Mr. Wright, who do you suppose the witness was waiting for who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night?
It's gotta be Regina. I think.
Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. What? You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Is this true?
Well, you can't really ask me that question.
Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it. Well. The puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. Eh? It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness' testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right.
A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony.
Trilo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he?
Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina. Which is probably why Max conked him over the head.
Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head?
Yeah. I think so. I don't know anymore.
Okay, what was the other option that we could have used here for this one?
That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose the witness could have seen? Don't hold your tongue, Ben! It's your job to answer all the stupid questions.
I'm sorry, Trilo.
was trying to see... Maybe Russell?
That's the victim.
That's correct. If Trilo was at the entrance of the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well.
Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out.
What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room.
Is that according to the defendant? A likely story. If Maximilian Galaxia was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime?
I see.
All right. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought.
That makes perfect sense.
What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime.
However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max heading to the scene. Ow!
There is absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer.
I guess you got me. Alright. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true. I was waiting for Regina.
Bane! Don't volunteer things.
Mr. Quakes, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth. Were you, or were you not, waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house? I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose?
What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage?
The matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case.
You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit.
More pain. Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. Well, looks like Francisca's plan is falling apart so far. I'm actually doing pretty decent so far, but then again, this is only the first part. Okay, about the proposal.
Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket.
You were going to propose? You, a puppet?
Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love.
I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her, too.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, people. Oh my gosh. His honor is looking a little less than honorable right now. I agree. Oh my goodness gracious. This episode's crazy so far.
Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination.
What was with that sigh at the end? My goodness. Alright, let's get to this. Let me first save before we continue, since we're on to the next part. Okay, let's press reverse.
By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct? To Regina? Of course that's what I meant! What kind of stupid question is that? I wasn't going to propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together. Right, Ben? Yeah. Got it. That's the truth.
what was it exactly that you planned on giving her?
You know exactly what I was going to give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty.
Answer his question. What was it?
You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring.
Engagement?
Ring?
Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Francisca's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Pain equals bad. Push on anyway. Oh my goodness. We're gonna save here for a minute because I've been push on anyway.
It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. First time that a puppet has ever proposed to a human being. Ow!
I advise you to cut this argument short.
I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony? Specifically about the engagement ring. I like to stick to facts, not sociology.
You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. I plan on giving an engagement ring to Regina.
An engagement ring?
Uh-huh. It's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina is going to love it.
It's just a ring.
What's the matter, Nick?
Well, there's got to be something I can catch him on.
Let me save again real quick.
Whose pocket was the ring in?
Mine, of course! What a stupid question! You've got to be kidding me! You think Ben could pull that off? I'm sorry, really. You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing.
Really?
So you went to the lodging house to give it to her?
Excuse me.
That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count, but that uppity snob kept getting in the way.
Uppity snob? He couldn't be possibly talking about me. Max. Oh wait, no. Max is talking. Oh my goodness.
Uppity snob! He couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galaxia. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his wood block in half, and not with magic. Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. So what about this present?
Okay, and this is the last one. So you were still thinking of trying to give it to Regina?
Of course I am! I spent 3 months' salary on this thing. I'm not gonna give it up that easily.
I wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus.
Probably way more than he deserves.
How about it, Nick?
I think it's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony.
That's the spirit, Nick. Give him heck.
The judge has the dazed and confused look again. Maybe you should get out more. Okay, do we have to show him the ring? Let's see. Let's show him the ring. A cheap ring with an eerie sparkle. From T to R is carved on it. Trilo, do you mind if I show you something? What is it?
What are you talking about?
Uh-oh. Looks like they're going to double team me now. Do you recognize this ring?
Ah! That's mine! Give it back! Thief! Thief!
Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? Ah! It's probably Honey the Monkey that took it.
What is going on here?
That's... Ben, say something! Don't put me on the spot like that, Trilo. I found this in Money's room.
Money's room? You mean a room they put money? Like a bank vault?
Ha! That filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him.
Mr. Quace, I would prefer if you avoid slandering innocent fights in my court.
Well, Your Honor, money really is a monkey. In every sense of the word.
Oh, I see. Well,
Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up.
shiny things.
Trilo, when was this ring stolen from you?
Well, I suppose it was that time. You know, that night. The night of the crime.
What did you just say?
Details. I need more details.
Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza.
Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct?
Well, I guess you might, be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. Ah! Ow! Oh!
Ben! What's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trilo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trilo Quace. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trilo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey money. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? It's all that slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away.
That is indeed an incredible shame.
Well, this does indeed prove one very important point.
Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be?
There is a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony.
Contradiction?
The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza.
What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours?
I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene.
Well, that could be true.
Interesting, Mr. Wright.
Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Oh great, we're gonna go for another question. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist?
Well, he obviously didn't see the victim. The ringmaster arrived on the scene.
However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive.
The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max.
Well, the defense argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant.
What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw it, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar.
Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night.
Ha! I've told you so many times. You think you know my story's not changing.
You've already changed your story, stick boy, and I'm sure it will change some more. Where there is one lie, there are usually many more behind it.
Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him.
Yeah. Witnessing Max.
I'll give you that I was waiting for that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galaxia at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols.
So that means that Money didn't show up until after you saw Max.
That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. Then Money snatched the ring, and you went chasing after him?
How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting?
Well, let's see. I'd say about, I suppose, 5 minutes. I think.
So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch.
Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Okay, here we go with the cross-examination. Okay.
So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up.
You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know. 4. F-O-U-R. Counting Ben, of course.
With that many eyes, do you really think that something would have slipped by me? 4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose.
Yikes. Judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trilo.
So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night?
Of course that's where I saw him. Coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time.
I guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina.
About what time would you say these events took place?
You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know that practice finished promptly at 10 p.m. And you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw it. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time was it?
Indeed. What time was it?
What time was it?
Let me think about that for a second.
Yo! I'm no good at time!
It was 10:10 p.m.
Oh, yes, that sounds about right.
Sounds about right because that's the time that I saw Max on the scene.
So you testify that you said good evening to Max that night.
You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during that day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trilo. You say good evening at night.
I'm sorry, Trilo.
Mr. Quaves, I would prefer if you keep your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom.
Impossible! A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better.
There's got to be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Ben's half of a comedy act? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna save real quick. Trilo's evening greeting. Isn't that a bit strange to you?
What do you mean?
Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange.
Why would it strike you as strange?
Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your coworkers?
Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a coworker, I would understand. Ow, that hurt!
Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trilo would ever say something nice to Max. But how do I go about proving that with the evidence? Proving is everything in this world. But I'm sure you already learned that one.
I guess I can give it a shot. The witness will resume his testimony. You are 100% absolutely sure of what you just said.
I told you already. Jeez. I am 100% absolutely sure.
There's no way he could be any more confident than that's right.
Those 3 ridiculous symbols, huh?
Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now. Thank you very much. Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you?
But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere.
I agree. But do we have the proof to make something stick?
All we can do is try, right, Nick? You gotta have something that will prove useful.
Alright, time to go to work.
I want to know what happens when you click on the other one. You know what? Screw it. Let's see what happens if you click on the other one here. Before we get to the
I hate to say it, but Ben's part of your little act is coming off a bit stale. I'm sure that if a pro was to review your work, he would have... Ow!
You're not trying to pass yourself off. You're not trying to pass yourself off as a professional performer, are you? Don't get so wrapped up in yourself, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should know better.
Ow! Ow! That hurts!
That should have set him straight. You may proceed with your testimony, witness. Oh my goodness, that was awesome. Okay, but on a serious note, 3 symbols. What about the cards? Were they part of a symbol? Okay, no, wasn't that. I thought for sure that it would be that. Hold up. I'm trying to think what could be the way to present which evidence. I wonder if it was this one. There's no way I could... Hang on. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere. Okay, this one's a little tricky. Let me try the monkey again. Let me see. Trying to make sure I'm careful with this one. Because I know there's no way there's the Regina thing. Oh boy, this is... Oh my goodness. I'm hoping that things are gonna go by right here. That doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. Showed up after I'd been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him. Oh my goodness, what can I use as evidence? Because I don't know which testimony as a whole. This is kind of petty to badmouth someone's performance.
I think so. I guess you really are right all the time.
Glad to see you finally coming around to that. Continue with the cross-examination, please.
Okay, that was something else that was said. What could I use? Wasn't that either? Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a long thing here. Okay, let me try all the evidence in this one here. Let's see. Because I want to see which one is correct. Because it might be the last testimony, but I can't be too certain. But it could be the second to last testimony. I don't know. Right now I'm just trying every evidence on this, thing. Man, I was doing so good up until this point. It's always the last one. Then again, I think I should already know what it is, but I just... not thinking straight. Okay. Okay, so it wasn't that part of the testimony. Okay, so this one's good. Okay, how about we try this? Him, absolutely sure it was him. I saw Max. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up, did I try the profile things? Keep forgetting I can also use these. Okay, it wasn't that either. I really don't know what I gotta use. Okay, I'm just gonna have to use every evidence till I get something right here. Because right now I'm just a bit stuck. Because I don't even know what to use. I'm just going through every last single testimony that he just said. And I'm just gonna pick the one that's the random evidence. Because sometimes this works. Because if I go through each of his testimonies with the evidence first and then go through the profiles, it might be good. Oh no, I think I've already picked that. Maybe I did. Okay, let me just see. Oh my goodness. I know you guys are probably going to be laughing at me right now going like, he can't figure it out. What a loser. Oh my goodness. I have a sneaky suspicion it could be the profiles. I just don't know. I don't know. If it is, it's gonna be crazy. And I was doing so well too, obviously. I was messing up like big time here. Okay. May want to also use the profiles pretty soon, okay? He said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. He showed up after... Okay, let's try this one. And right now I'm just picking random evidence until I get this right. Who cares about picking? Let's just pick random evidence. The wheel of random evidence. That's what I'm going to keep doing. So, I'm going to keep doing this until I get this right, because I want to get this right. I want to make sure I get something right. The only thing I'll get something right is when the music stops. I have a feeling it could be the poster, though. It could be because of the, because it could be someone else. And they might have wore this, I don't know. Okay, I think I already clicked the broken bottle. And we know that was wrong. Man, oh man. My goodness. What am I doing wrong here? I'm failing. Maybe I'm doing this on purpose. And maybe I do know the answer, but I want to get it wrong anyway. Okay, there's... I don't know what the pepper is for, but I think it has to play an important role in this case. Okay, so it wasn't that one. Let me click some of the profiles of the people. Except for Max, because obviously... Oh, wait. Hold up. Didn't Trilo disappear? Didn't Trilo disappear or something? Wait a minute, I could have probably said Ben, because Max probably disappeared. Well, not Max. Because Trilo should have disappeared probably before the time, probably. Hold up. Oh. No, I didn't mean to click on the badge! Oh my goodness gracious, why did I click on the badge? That was not what I wanted to do. I was gonna click on, Ben. Because I think Max said that he put Trilo away. Okay, I thought it was on to something here. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. Okay, let's go with this one next because... Oh my goodness. I'm sorry if I'm doing terrible right now. I'm trying here. I'm just trying random evidence to see if I can get something right. I'm also using some of the profiles just to make sure that it has something to do with those as well. Come on! What is it? Wait, didn't I already click the broken bottle? I don't know anymore. I'm just clicking random evidence, trying to see if I can get it right. Ah! Circus map? No. Oh, it's gotta be one of these evidence or something. Unless he's lying about meeting up with Regina. I'm so bad at this game. I'm really bad at this game. Like, for real. I'm so bad at this game that I don't even know what to do. Like, oh my gosh, I am picking every wrong answer. Like, every answer I pick is wrong. Oh my gosh. And I don't have... I'm hoping not to look this up because I don't want to look this up and see what was the correct answer. Hold on, what happens if you... Were there any other answers when you... No, there were not any answers. So it wasn't this one. It wasn't this one. Maybe it was this one. So there's only 2 more statements left. Let's go with the one with the good evening. Because I don't think I did all the evidence for that statement yet. So crazy. I've already been on this for like maybe half an hour or something like that, and I still haven't got something right. Oh my goodness, I am struggling big time. Okay. Oh my goodness. Which one is it? Which evidence is correct? Unless I have to press him. Oh, it was that. It was the broken bottle. Okay. Okay, so it was the broken bottle. Okay, so it was the broken bottle, but it was actually for the good evening testimony. Oh, why didn't I think about that earlier? Okay. Alright, well, at least we got it right now, so.
Trilo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder?
A fight?
A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument. A disagreement at most. A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head.
Ah!
That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he?
What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch!
Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first.
The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There is absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on stand.
I'm gonna save real quick so that way we can keep the progress going.
There is no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival.
Ah! Oh, I should have realized that sooner. Are you saying this witness is lying? That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene?
I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I just...
That's enough from you, Mr. Quayes. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night?
Ooh. Oh, I can say it. Okay. Alright. What if he didn't see anyone?
Of course the witness did not see a soul that night. I see. Who do you think you are to just up and decide what it is I saw that night?
A fool can only understand a foolish foolery uttered by the most foolish of fools. This witness didn't see anyone. You wouldn't happen to have proof to back that up back up that statement, would you? Okay, I guess that wasn't the right answer. Okay. Okay, I was thinking of a different way.
It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to.
What kind of theory is that?
The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all.
What?
If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galaxia. That is why Trilo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it.
What in the world? You!
What the defense kindly explain who it was, Trilo saw that evening, then.
Maybe the only other person I can think of is probably Mo?
This is the person that the witness felt the need to greet that night.
How about it, Mr. Quayes? How about you stop asking me those ridiculous questions? You can show me all the crappy pictures you like. There's not one I wouldn't greet.
What the oak are you doing, Woodman? You better not say Trilo, watch your mouth!
Well, okay. Sorry about that, Trilo.
Order! Order! There will be order in my courtroom, Mr. Wright.
Okay, I know I gotta retry this again, even though we're going back to the one thing. Let me wait till I get back to the certain part when he's about to ask the question. Okay. Oh no, I didn't save. Oh goodness. Okay, Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trila saw that evening? Okay, so it wasn't Mo, so it would have to be either Regina or Russell. Maybe it was Russell. Oh, wait.
Must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute.
No, Your Honor, it is not Regina. If it was Regina, Trila would have given her the engagement ring as a present.
Oh.
Sorry about that anyway.
Oh yeah, I suppose you've got a point there.
Oh, it was Russell! Oh my goodness, okay. Hold up. I accidentally skipped what Phoenix was gonna say. I feel bad. Let me go back real quick, because I don't want to skip what he had to say when I picked Russell. I know I got it right, but let me just go back, because I just skipped what Phoenix had to say. So we're just gonna read that part again. Okay. So it really was Russell.
Considering the ill temper of his witness, there's only one person he would greet.
It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute.
No, Your Honor, it is not Regina. If it was Regina, Trila would have given her the engagement ring as a present.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you've got a point there.
It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not?
You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trila. Isn't that correct? Answer the question, Mr. Quayas.
Order! How do you respond to this?
Wait a second!
Well, at first I thought it was the old man, but once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galaxia. I think it is high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quay has obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galaxia? Or was it the ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry?
The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's free symbols.
Free symbols? Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. You've got to remember them by now. Here we go again. Everyone all together now. Ow!
Yes, we know. The silk hat, cloak, and white roses.
A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They even look good on me.
What was that?
Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's free symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galaxia? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry.
What?
Miss Von Karma, do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant?
Well,
If that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point.
Yes! I think we finally want a point in this one. That is very unfortunate.
Huh?
You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What do you mean by that?
You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but... who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. I think she's talking about Mo.
Huh?
Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question, and evidence that clearly established one thing, that there is no one other than Maximilian Galaxia responsible for this crime.
Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare for next witness. Court is now in recess.
Because you got for the first part of the trial. To be continued. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay, we are now going into part number 2 of the trial. Well, probably for round 1 anyway. Okay, so I'm guessing the next witness is Mo. December 29th, 11:54 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5.
Sweetie, you have to believe me. I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene.
So then, where were you when the murder took place?
We talked about it yesterday. Remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back.
That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right?
That's what it seems like.
But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right?
Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off.
Which means...
It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility!
Well done, Nick.
However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? Double.
Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something.
Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up. Magician or president? You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision.
That's really cool.
Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. Okay, we're now about to enter part 2. December 29th, 12:06 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Let's just hope I do better in the second half of this first round of the trial.
Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case.
Very well. I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why did you just call him a pitiful clown? Okay, so it's Mo's turn. The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record.
In West Clownsville.
Name and occupation.
Will the witness please inform the court why he's speaking autobiographical gibberish? I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited to this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court.
Oh yeah, maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service.
No one's laughing. People are not amused.
Okay, how about this? Have you met my protologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? How was that one? But a couple of clowns who were up to no good started making...
Your name. Von Karma's not having any of this.
Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown.
You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, it is.
Very well, Mr. Curls. Will you please testify to what you saw that evening?
A rabbi, a priest, rabbi.
Without the humor, please.
Okay.
Sorry, Mo.
Aw, poor Mo can't be his normal stoogey self in court.
What you witness. Okay. Oh my goodness, let's just hope I do well. Let's just listen to what he has to say first.
I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. But I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. This atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing?
What sort of testimony is that? We're talking about the murder.
Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here?
Witness,
Huh?
we will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Voss, please stick to the facts of this case.
Really? You'll hear me out?
Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later.
Thank you, I can't wait.
Poor Gumshoe.
Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony?
Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want.
Okay, now we gotta get to this part. Okay, now it's getting serious. Let's go.
The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head.
That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now.
Of course you can. There is no way that this account can be criticized.
However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, off kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him.
That must be because of my insincere smile.
Mr. Wright, please begin the defense cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor.
Nick, you've got to find some kind of contradiction in his testimony.
I know that. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Boss, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber-rattling. I understand, Your Honor.
If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes! Okay. First we gotta press him to... Oh, we're saving on data 2. We gotta save on data 1. Okay, first we gotta press him to see what kind of things will pop up. You say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct?
See? That's the thing.
Huh?
How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? Now 8 o'clock, that's something a clown can riff off of. Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock.
Oh, great.
Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock. That way, I can make a great joke. You know you want to hear the joke. A man goes to his doctor and the doctor asks, "How's number 1?" The man says, "Every day at 6. The doctor asks him 22.
Witness. These are exactly the type of jokes you should save for that detective. Oh my goodness. Phoenix, you should feel very guilty about this. Ow! You knew. Oh my gosh. You knew what would happen. Don't look at me like that. Oh, what? I'm gonna lose it. I lost HP? Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna lose HP if I'm not careful. Okay, let's not.
Let's not make it 8 p.m. Alright, Mo?
What do you mean, let's not? Don't take the clown out of the clowning around.
on, Nick, just listen to his joke.
There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony?
You are so boring.
You were pooped that night.
Yes, I was very, very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican food.
What?
The double cheese double. Bean enchilada is a dangerous menu item. What happened after that? They say this happens. That one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days.
That joke was so hip. I don't want to ruin it with a reply.
Oh no!
I've got a good reply. This joke was so funny it just earned you a penalty.
Do I seriously have to just use evidence? Oh, please don't tell me. Okay, I'm gonna save every time I get something wrong here. First we had the 8 o'clock joke, then we had toilet humor, and about food poisoning, and oh my goodness.
You just happened to glance out of the window.
You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stare, glimpse, peeped, eyeballed.
Mr. Curls!
Oh, I guess cinnamons aren't allowed either.
What should I do? What if I just press inverter on this issue?
Exactly why did you look out of your window that night?
Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they?
That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday.
Once I had tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You forgot?
Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night.
Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Howie!
That's not something you should just forget to mention.
Yeah. What she said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony. Very well, Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony.
It should start turning the tables in our favor.
I heard a huge noise outside the window, and that's what made me take a look outside.
Okay, let me save real quick. Easy.
What was the sound like?
Well, I guess it kind of sounded like... I guess you could say...
Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary?
How'd you know that I was gonna make a joke? I guess if the sound sounded like I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly.
Someone getting hit, huh?
What then? You want to look out the window and you saw?
Far away, you say? If you had to say exactly, how far away were they?
Let me think about that for a second. If my room is here, and they looked about yay big, I'd say they were about 30 feet from my window.
Just 30 feet? That's not far at all.
It was snowing that night, and it cut down on visibility.
I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the 2 shadows that you saw. You say you clearly saw this, even though you were by your own admission far away.
That's right. I had been thinking about it over and over since that night. But things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. But now I'm 100% certain that it was Max and the ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols?
Uppity symbols?
Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everyone knows what to do. All together now. Say it with Uncle Mo.
Yeah, no.
See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown.
Yowza! Enough foolishness. Get back on track.
Will the witness please testify as to what he saw, and only what he saw?
Hold it! You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head.
Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story.
He really does enjoy the completely random non-sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with?
You mean the weapon? I have no idea. The weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right?
That's not what I meant. You did say you did see everything, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no, I didn't. I didn't see a weapon.
Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night?
I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty. Is this a bit melodramatic? Oh, that's gonna take away all my health? Are you serious? So what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? I may want to save just in case.
I've got a great reason to make that my claim.
And I suppose you will be telling us that great reason?
Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony. What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright? Most of it he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated the following utter oath.
I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over the head.
If Mo is to be believed, when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there is no way that he could have seen Max's cloak anymore. The clonk anymore. Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment?
They didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car.
Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-term theme to anger this court?
No. I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory.
Great job, Nick.
These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth.
Well,
you're back from your jog.
Well, it pretty much happened the way I said.
Pretty much.
When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement.
Von Karma. Tampering with witnesses again. Oh, jeez.
So now you are saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster?
Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out.
Checked out?
Yep, he was on permanent vacation, as they say.
Mr. Curls!
Your Honor.
You did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct?
Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him.
Very well, then please testify to the silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it?
Got it.
The silhouette. Okay, so we survived the first round, which wasn't too bad. At least we didn't lose any health.
It was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his unpity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying.
Wait a minute. Black cloak.
It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime.
It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever, this should finally be good enough, yes.
It is decisive testimony.
Was Max really at the crime scene that night?
He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that.
All right, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination.
Something's not right. Let's just press him to see what else he'll say.
Don't you think that you are going a little overboard with how explicit you're being? That shadow belonged to Max is an awfully firm statement, don't you think? What are you getting at? I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly 100% absolutely certain that it was Max? I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw was Max. I'm convinced of that.
Doesn't seem like he is jumping to any conclusions this time.
Let's go over this again then. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night? Trilo said the same thing. But if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them? I thought of that myself. But just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max.
You're sure of that?
Such a silly little boy. He threw his entire case headlong into a trap.
You're sure that that is what you saw that night? Exactly what I said I saw is exactly what I saw. I've got eyes like a hawk.
Don't birds have terrible night vision?
But that's not all I saw. You were able to see that kind of detail from your window.
There was a light near the scene of the crime. Anyone with decent eyesight should have been able to see that much.
Out of curiosity, Mo, what is your eyesight like?
I can see like a hawk out of my left eye, and an eagle out of my right eye.
Our records say his eyesight is a perfect 20/20. That must mean he could have seen the crime scene clearly.
The more we look into this matter, the more suspicious it becomes.
Hey, you asked me what my eyesight was like, not what it actually was.
So, you didn't actually see what the criminal was holding?
That's correct.
I've been curious to know what caused that loud noise. It must have been something incredibly hard.
Too bad they haven't found the murder weapon to know for sure.
They claim it was a blunt object. At least it says so in the autopsy report.
With Trilo's testimony and now Mo's, it really seems like Max is the killer.
Nick, you've got to find a contradiction in this.
That's not going to be enough.
What?
I have to prove that Mo saw someone other than Max that night. It's the only thing that will help. I've got to do it.
Something's not right with what he said. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. But Max wears purple.
You say you saw all of Max's pity symbols.
I suppose so. Silk hat and the cloak, right?
Mo, everyone knows that Maximilian Galaxia has 3 pity symbols.
3 symbols?
Yeah, everyone get ready. All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses.
What the?
Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo?
Do you like pie? I love pie.
Silence, fool. You are to respond with the whole truth. No fractions.
Order, order.
Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you?
To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw.
The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail.
But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them.
Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim.
If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene.
Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case?
Clearly not. He is just toying with this court. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet.
Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trilo's testimony?
There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How could you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup?
Trilo saw them all. Trilo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. Now what I am supposed to think. One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this...
Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galaxia. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now.
Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case. Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age.
I'm not mature.
I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable, which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony.
What?
If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I am prepared to issue a ruling.
A ruling?
Nick, this is your last chance.
The Silhouette Part 2. Oh, jeez.
There's no doubt in my mind. There were no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene.
Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this.
Just one chance?
I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against the witness. If you are going to prove to me there is contradiction with Mr. Curl's statement, you better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations.
I got one single shot at this. Gotta be careful.
I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I will need.
Ooh, now I gotta be careful. Well, we're gonna save just in case.
Mo, be honest. Ow!
You promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright, no more badgering. I hope you enjoy this penalty. Oh, so... Oh, so that's what happens? Oh my goodness. I am so glad I saved. Okay, so we can't press him. Okay. So we only got one shot at this.
Objection!
Okay, as long as they don't press on him, hopefully... Okay, so I can't press him anymore. I gotta use evidence now. Okay, and there are 4 choices. We're gonna go with however all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure.
Objection!
Okay.
Objection!
I'm gonna first try the poster again. Oh, wait. Did we do that? I've already tried it on this one. And I think I've already tried it on this one, too. Okay, so it's not the... Okay, so it's not the poster. So... Is it the hat? It's kind of crazy I'm only given one chance at this. Man, that means if I screw this up, it's going to be one bad penalty. Now that I know what happens when you get a game over. The silk hat! Alright. This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it?
Yep, that's it. That's how he was wearing that night.
No question in your mind?
Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that?
I see. Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright?
Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene? That means...
The silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time, that he was on the scene.
No, that's not true.
Order, order, order! Mr. Curls!
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the meaning of all this? You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in court.
Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh.
What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things.
Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess. You just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you are, and no matter how old I get, I'll always be younger than you.
And he's crying.
Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are?
I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling you the truth.
He's turned into a bratty little kid.
It's pitiful, isn't it?
He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there.
He left the scene?
What's the matter, Nick?
There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo,
What do you want?
you just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime?
What? He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? Can't ask me that.
Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. This witness testimony is full of holes, Miss Von This witness testimony is full of holes. Miss Von Karma's protest is useless.
You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that all right with you, little guy?
Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away.
That's what I expected you to say. You sure that's how it happened?
Say what?
Huh? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene?
Take that!
Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow. Footprints? In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there.
Ay, ay, ay!
So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all this witness testimony from the courtroom.
Oh dear.
I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came to court in.
Wait just a second! You guys can't just ignore everything I've said! Fine, fine! I'll tell you the truth this time.
You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough for today.
That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear.
I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better.
Mr. Lawrence Kurz,
Yes?
the testimony you've provided up until now has been false.
It hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just
what?
It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw.
Did he just expose her?
Order! Order! I will have order! Franziska Von Karma! How could you?
Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have.
What opinion is that?
It's not funny.
That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you saw. Say you saw, Mr. Curls.
Ha! You're not gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell you.
Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. Okay, I'm sorry if I was shouting for the mic with the voice acting thing. Okay, this is probably the last round for this trial. The truth. Well, for the first part of it anyway.
Now it's time for our next segment. The segment, Mo Knows. Everything I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw. This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He jumped and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there was no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints.
I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now?
Well, that was, how do you put this into words?
Maximilian Galaxia is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of the crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened.
You're right.
Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses. Why won't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story.
To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness testimony, Mr. Wright?
Okay, so now I gotta choose. What he just said was so strange. I don't think he would have made it up.
Which means that he is telling the truth?
That's what I think.
Nick, wait! That means that Max actually used magic.
Yikes, you're right. Ow! Only a foolish-looking fool could be fooled by such a foolish dream. Don't be ridiculous. Magic does not exist.
I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I love to believe that. But I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen.
You imbecile.
If you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karma, if you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceeding at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned.
December 29th, 2:33 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 5.
Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to know.
They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared.
Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can fly whenever I please. It's not that easy.
But it looks so effortless for you on stage.
It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air.
Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic.
No, I broke the first rule. The cardinal rule. The only rule. I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's greed to never reveal the secret to their tricks.
Nick, what do we do now?
All we can do now is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow.
Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker.
To be continued. Alright, we got through the trial. Well, the first round of it anyway. Oh my goodness. We got another round to go once we get back there. Part 3, investigation. December 29th, 3:03 p.m., Wright and Co. Law offices.
Nick.
What is it?
I've got a confession to make. I'm terrible at figuring out magic tricks.
Magic tricks?
Yep, magic tricks are by their very definition. Tricks, right? But I can never figure out the tricks when I see them.
That's because the tricks are performed by pros. They do it so you can't guess the trick.
But the trick Pearlie showed me was incredible.
Pearls did a magic trick? What kind of trick was it?
Let's see. It looked like she pulled the end of her own thumb off. For she put her right thumb next to her left hand, and it just separated. She could move it up and down and everything. It was incredible.
Really? Was it kind of like this?
What? Wow, how'd you do that? Nick, you're like a real magician. See, this is why I just can't figure out magic. I'm no good at it. Especially hard tricks like flying away from the scene of a murder.
You'll take all the fun out of the magic if you keep trying to figure it out.
Okay. Well, that was fun. Okay. So, looks like that's it. Looks like we got through the first half of the trial, and oh my goodness, this is going to be insane. So, I can clearly cut out that I don't think it's going to be Mo or Ben and his puppet Trilo, because I don't think neither one of them could be the culprit in this case. So far, the only other person I can think of that could be the possible culprit could be Regina, but I don't know if it's actually her. But it could actually be someone else, like the person that does the tightrope that has Money in the Monkey, which I have no idea who that is. So I have no idea. Well, it looks like we got through yet another part of episode 3, and okay, the first half I was doing pretty well up until the last part, when I didn't even realize I just had to use the broken bottle when Trilo said good evening. But the second half, did pretty decent. Didn't have too much trouble. So, yeah, so obviously, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Alright, so, but if what Mo said was true, if he did say it was true that the culprit did flew away, then that means there had to be someone that could have performed flying magic other than Max. So, I have a sneaky suspicion that it could be someone else in the circus. But it's also so possibly Regina, because I'm not quite sure why. Regina is not so innocent about this yet, but I have no idea. But with the next part of the investigation coming up, it looks like we are going to hopefully be finding some more evidence that could clear up any suspicion. But we're going to save all that for the next part of my Let's Play of this game. So guys, that is going to be it for part 25 of my Let's Play of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video as much as I have. And in the next part, we are going to be finding some more evidence that could lead to who the true culprit is behind this murder of Russell Berry. So you guys do not want to miss what's going to happen on the next part of my Let's Play of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. And I guess that's all for me. And again, I do apologize if I sounded too loud with the mic. I do apologize if I sounded too loud with the voice acting and stuff like that when I was doing Mo's voice. So I do apologize for that. So I do apologize if I sounded pretty loud in some of the voice acting stuff. But anyway, until next time, this is Xenonite XE6. Hope you guys have a great night. I will see you guys in part 26 of my Let's Play of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, where we will continue with the investigation for episode 3 of Justice for All. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, farewell and have a good night.